I'm introverted, and I can't lie about that. I'm not entirely sure why I'm introverted, I just am because I'm kind of uncomfortable around people. And that kind of sucks because I want to tell people about my stuff, but I don't know what they'll think about me, and that's why I'm introverted. Which completely contradicts what I said a couple seconds ago. I'm gonna tell you first why I have bad people skills, and then I'm gonna tell you 2 stories at the end, okay? Okay. For example, say that me and you are at a cash register and you don't want to pay because you too are introverted, so I step up as the one who will pay. First, you've made a very bad choice of choosing me to pay, and second, I'm also introverted, so this is probably going to go either way. Either 1, I act like a normal human being and actually pay for the things and go home, or 2, I stutter and can't get my point across. Gee, I wonder which one you picked. If you pick number 2, well, you're wrong. I don't act that way. Because I have this super cool trick that allows me not to be introverted. OMG, that is clearly wrong. You cannot get out of introversion. It's a mental state. Okay, take your Cheeto dust covered fingers off of the keyboard for 1 second and let me explain myself. To be real for a second, I have used this trick before and it has worked. What is this trick? Tell me as you smash your keyboard. Well, it's simple. Just talk to the person like you know them. They're not gonna hurt you. But before I used this trick, I was a mess when it came to people. I would just like sit there breathing really heavily like... You play video games? I play Halo all the time. You want to play Halo? Mom? Dad? I'm so sorry you had to witness that. Speaking of parents, I actually get my introversion from my mom, so thanks, Mom. But if you use this trick, it's actually quite efficient. People will actually like you a lot more for it. I mean, unless you're kind of a jerk, then, yeah. So I guess now that I'm done throwing my 2 cents in, let's look at the stories, shall we? Story 1. So this is something that actually happened at an IHOP the other day. So me and my grandma were like, hey, let's go to IHOP, shall we? So we hop in the car and then we go to IHOP, right? We walk through the door and there's like 100 people there. There's like so many people, so we already knew it's gonna be a while until we get our breakfast. Someone finally calls us over and they're like, hey, let's go get the breakfast and get your table now. So we're like, yay, cool, this is fun. So the first thing that happens is that I'm sitting at my table, right? And I'm just looking through the menu. And then me and this other person like sitting a foot away from me are like eyes locked. Eyes locked. I don't even know who this person is, but it's like, it's just weird. And it remained that way basically throughout the entire trip there. And what made it even worse is that there was a new guy working there and like service was really horrible. Like there was a new guy working there and he was like, no, I don't know what to do. I have never worked at an IHOPs before. So the guy with the waiter comes over and he's like, what would you want? And I'm like, I want the bacon and the eggs, because that seems like a very valuable choice for my breakfast. And then he's like, do you want sausage or bacon? And I reply with, yes. I replied with yes. So that ended up getting the guy pretty confused, and he was like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? And then I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. I meant to say the bacon. That's just what happens when you're an introvert, I guess. Story 2. So it starts out pretty normal, right? Just me chilling in my room when suddenly somebody busts through the door and says, hey, we gotta go outside and play basketball. So I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go do that. So I quickly rush downstairs, as you can see here. Once I get outside, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's play some basketball. Shoo! Touchdown. So then everyone's like, hey, go adjust the net. And then I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there adjusting the net right, and then I feel a tap on my shoulder. You know, like, dip, 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 dip. I turn around and I'm like, who is it? It was an unfamiliar face. I have never seen this face before, but it was unfamiliar. See, I haven't been to public school in a few years, and I wasn't in public school at the time, so I didn't know anybody, really. So the kid says to me, hey dude, how's it going? And I'm like, who are you? I had no idea who this kid was, but I played along in his little game and I was like, oh, hey, haven't seen you in a few years. So then eventually we started talking and like got to know each other a little bit, which was pretty cool, you know? We're talking. But deep down inside, little Mateo thought to himself, what if this is a very bad idea? You're an introvert. And you need to be the introvert. You've been an introvert for half of your life already. We maintained a pretty good friendship from then. friends. Until one day he was like, hey, I'm so sorry to say this, but I'm moving. Okay. So then we were like, bye. I'm gonna miss you. Except I didn't.